First things first. What part of the Bible would you teach your children first? Perhaps it would be Sefer Bereshit, the book of Genesis, with narratives that even a child can appreciate. Perhaps it would be Sefer Shemot, the book of Exodus, which talks about the beginnings of the Jewish people with the Exodus from Egypt. Or maybe even Sefer Dvarim, the book of Deuteronomy, which contains rules and laws by which to live by. Where would you start teaching your child the Tanakh? Where would you start teaching your child the Bible? Well, the Midrash to Vayikra has a fascinating answer to that question. The Midrash says that actually one should start teaching their children the Bible from Sefer Vayikra, from the book of Leviticus. And indeed, this Midrash dictated the Jewish custom for many centuries. They would begin teaching their children from Sefer Vayikra, from the book of Leviticus. And the Midrash explains the rationale for this. The Midrash says, Yavohu tahorin v'yita'asku b'tahorim. Let the pure ones, the children, come and involve themselves in the study of that which is pure, the sacrifices. And the Midrash is teaching us a powerful lesson. You need to put first things first. The lesson of this particular Midrash is that the sacrifices represent a purity that we want these innocent young children to learn immediately. Because the sacrifices, with the animal as a proxy for our own identity, represent pure humility, in which we recognize that we are nothing before God. The sacrifices represent pure selflessness, in which we express the fact that we want to serve God with all of our heart and all of our soul. And the sacrifices represent pure love and devotion, a sense of closeness to a higher ideal by which we're going to live our lives. And of course, the concept here is that we want these pure young children to learn first things first, to learn the lessons of pure humility and pure selflessness and pure devotion. And even though we no longer today begin to teach our children, begin the instruction of Tanakh from Sefer Vayikra, from the book of Leviticus, this particular lesson of first things first is a powerful lesson for all of us. Because we live in an era, here in the 21st century, which is dominated by AIG, subprime-style greediness, madoff-style phoniness, and A-Rod-style foolishness, in which the superficial and the selfish becomes dominant. And what this particular Midrash is teaching us is we must place first things first. We turn to the pure children and we say, learn something pure, the lesson of sacrifice. And the truth is we need to turn to our own colleagues and friends today in the 21st century and say, this is an era in which we too need to learn how to put first things first. We need to learn how to put humility and selflessness and devotion before all of the foolishness by which we're living our lives. We need to put first things first.